Bonjour Y'all. Welcome to Wellness for Everybody. I'm Amanda. Today we're going to do some lower body chair exercises. Last video we did upper body. Today we're going to work lower body. I'm going to show you how to use resistance bands with these. You don't have to. So this is completely up to you how you want to do it. I've got two different types of bands just so I can show you the difference. One I have linked, so it's got these little holes tied in them. So I'll link it to the back of my chair and I link my foot through this. The other one is just the regular bands I've showed you before, and I crisscross it on my foot so as my foot not slip out. And I spring through the back, and then I can use the tension that way. All right. So I want to show you both ways just so you can have a reference for either type of band you may have. So the first thing we're going to start off with is our warm-up. We're going to do dynamic warm-ups, which that just means we're going to do something other than stretch. It's going to be a more gentle motion that brings blood flow into the area that we're going to be working. Once we're done with our workout, then we do our static cool-down stretches. Okay, so to begin, we're just going to start breathing, finding that breath, let it move through your body and feel where it is. So on your inhale, your belly expands. And on your exhale, the belly contracts, belly button towards the spine. Inhale. And exhale. You can bring your arms in with that if you want to. On your inhale, take arms up. Exhale. One more of those. All right, since we're doing lower body, we're going to start with just doing some toe taps. So keep the heels on the floor, just going to tap the front part of your feet. And take them wide, and then alright, now we're going to march in place. Just bring in some blood flow to the legs, get your heartbeat going just a little bit more. And you can take the march wide and wide and in. A few more of these. Alright, now we're going to take our legs and just kick them out. We don't want to kick all the way and extend, hyperextend the knees, so we're just kicking to where there's a slight bend in the knee. And march. Alright. So, again, you can do these with or without the resistance bands. I'm going to show you both just for whichever one you have. So I'm going to start with my right leg, which is the one that's already hooked to the back. I'm going to take and loop my foot through it. And we're going to do leg raises or leg extensions, however you want to say that. So you're just going to pick your foot up slightly and extend the leg and come back. Extend and come back. Make sure you're breathing. And 10. Alright, switching sides with the other one. Again, I'm taking this and I'm looping it, crossing it over so my foot doesn't slip out, taking it under the leg of the chair, and grabbing on the outside. Pulling as much tension as I need or want on it, and I do the same thing. Extensions. back to the right side. We're doing 10 on there again. 1, 2. Make sure you breathe. This needs to be a controlled motion. And 10. Other side. Control the motion. Don't let that resistance band sling your leg back. And again, you don't have to use a resistance band at all. Okay, we're doing 3 sets of 10 on this if you were trying to count. So we're going back to the right one more time. And 10, last side on the left. Okay, so we're going to continue with the leg raise, but we're going to change the difficulty on it a little bit. So we're going to raise, hold, and we're going to pulse. All right, switching sides, same thing. We're going to raise, hold, and pulse. Doing that to a count of 10, not 10, but it's, it's 1, 2, so 10 seconds basically. All right, so last. All right, switching sides. So whenever we do these, usually you're going to do 3 sets of 10 if we're counting. When we're doing our stretches and things like that, usually it's just a few breaths. If you want to hold something longer, do more, perfectly fine. If you feel like you cannot complete the full set, when you start losing form, that means you need to stop. Okay, so again, up, hold, and pulse. And switch sides. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to pick our knee up and pull it in. Switching sides. Now I'm holding on to the chair. I don't want to lean too far back. You're going to lean a little bit. When you're doing that though, make sure the back is straight. Breath. If you need to grab water, pause the video, grab your water, take a breath, do what you need to do. Going back to the right side for the second set, count 10. Second set on the left side. And take a breath. Going into the last set. All right, last 2. All right. Again, just like on the first one, we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to increase the intensity on it. So we're going to bring the right knee up and in, and from here we're going to hold, and we're going to kick our lower portion of our leg out. Just like this. Alright, switch sides, same thing, up, kick out. Alright, take a breath. Again, anytime you need to breathe, if you need a water break, press pause. Get your water, get your breath, come back, press play, and start back where you stopped at. All right, second set. Knee comes up, we're kicking out. All right, left leg, same thing. All right, going into the last set of these. And again, if you don't have resistance bands, if you don't feel like you're ready for it, don't stress, it's okay. All right, last set. And 10. All right. Again, with the resistance bands, resist the urge to just let those legs fly back. The resistance bands. You're fighting that resistance, it's trying to pull back, resist it. Let your leg come back slowly and controlled, okay? You can undo yourself from the resistance bands. The last 2 exercises are not gonna be. All right, we're gonna do seated calf raises. So basically, you're just going to pick your heels up off the floor onto the balls of your feet. All right, that's the first 10. We got 2 more sets. Typically, with calf raises, to get any kind of definition on your calves, you tend to need to do more. We're not worried about definition, we're worried about making sure that we get the movement in the muscle to keep the muscle healthy. So going in for our second set, next 10. All right. We're gonna finish up the exercise portion with chair squats, okay? I've done these on several different things. They're great for people that have some mobility issues, but are wanting to get some strength, but can't quite do them without assistance. So we're using the chair. So we're gonna come to the edge of the chair. Our feet are flat on the floor, knees are at 90 degrees, and we're just gonna lift up, pushing through the feet, okay? If you need to, if you're not quite strong enough, you can use your hands and lift yourself, or if you're in a chair that's got arms, same thing. Eventually build yourself to where you don't need that, okay? So pushing through the feet, coming to stand, and back down. 2, 3. One more. Good job. Okay. So with that, as you get stronger, you can just gently touch the chair without sitting all the way, or you can remove the chair. Just play around with it, figure out what's comfortable for you and what's the easiest way for you, okay? We want to work it, but we don't want to push ourselves so much that we get injured, okay? 2 more sets of that. Starting with the second set, here we go. Last one. All right. Take your breath, get your drink of water. Last one. And 10. All right, go ahead and have a seat back down. Take your breath. Get your breath. Slow it down. And start back on breathing. Slowing everything back down. Take your inhale. Let the belly expand. Exhale. Bring it back in. And I know your heart's probably racing right now. You're breathing fast. This is how we work on our endurance and everything else. It's by being able to bring your breath back down to a slower rate. All right, so we're going to start pulling the legs down. So we're going to raise our right leg, and we're going to point and flex the foot. You should feel your breath start to slow back down, heart rate's decreasing. We're going to plant that foot back on the floor. We're doing the other side. Leg goes up and we're pointing and flexing. Foot comes down. And take our right leg back out. Heels on the floor, leg is straight. And we're just going to keep our back flat. We're going to start to slide our hands down towards our foot. Now, you do not have to go all the way down. When you feel that stretch, you're good. Stay there. Breathe into that stretch. You shouldn't feel any pain. You should feel a nice stretch. Your body will start relaxing into that stretch, and then you might fall into it a little bit further on your exhale. Slowly come back up. Don't come up too fast. Once you've been bent over like that, you will get dizzy. So we want to take our time coming back up so as to not go too fast and get dizzy. So we're doing the same thing with the other leg. Stretched out long, heel on the floor, and we're keeping our back flat, and we're slowly walking our hands down the leg towards the foot. Feel that stretch and pause. Breathing into the stretch. Get a little bit more comfortable in this position. Allow the breath to pull you a little deeper. Just make sure you don't feel any pain. Alright, we're slowly coming back up. And we're going to do a seated figure four. So we're going to take our right leg and cross the ankle across the left knee. So we are making a figure four. Alright? Keeping the foot flexed, back is flat. You can stay here if you feel that nice stretch. If you need a little bit deeper of a stretch, gently start to fold forward, hinging at the hips, and you'll feel that stretch a little bit more. When you feel the stretch, stop. Breathe into it. The body becomes comfortable in that spot. Let the breath take you just a little bit further. And once you feel complete with that, you're going to slowly rise back up, place the right foot back on the floor, and we're doing the same thing with the opposite side. Foot is flexed, back is flat, and slowly hinging at the hips. Feeling the stretch, we pause. Breathing into it. Feeling a little bit more comfortable. We play with the waters and then just a little bit further into the stretch. Never hurting yourself with the stretch. The old saying that pain is gain is not always true. And once you feel complete with that stretch, we come back up slowly. And we're going to take our legs wide. Okay, so we're taking our legs out on each side of the chair. You should already start to feel a stretch on the inner thigh here. And you can use your hands to kind of push out a little bit further if you need to. And we're slowly hinging at the hips and headed towards the floor. Again, when you feel the stretch, you stop. Okay, if you need to keep your hands on your your elbows on your legs, that's fine. Don't injure yourself, don't hurt yourself. You stop when you feel the stretch. Breathe in there. Letting the body take you a little bit further with your breath. Slowly coming back to a seated position. Legs back together. Finding that breath one more time. Now we've had a cool down. Your breathing should be back to normal. So we're going to take a nice big inhale, belly expands. Exhale, letting the belly button come towards the spine. On this inhale, really take in as much breath as you can. And on your exhale, we're going to exhale all the breath. So belly button comes towards the spine. Push all that air out. So we've done our lower body workout in a chair. The only time we stood up was to do the squats, okay? We've done resistance bands. You don't have to. This is made for people with mobility issues, balance issues, or that just, is sitting at the office but still wants to get a workout. Anybody can do it. You don't have to have any of those issues to do it. You still are going to get a workout. The bands, you can change resistance on the bands to make it more intense. However you want to do it, just make sure you're moving, okay? So if you like what you've seen, if you've learned anything, make sure you like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget, I'm on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok, all under Wellness for Everybody. I'll see you next time on Wellness for Everybody. Have a great day.